Colorado High School Activities Association baseball is on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Eddie Underwood Field here in Fort Morgan. It is game 2 this week with the Niwot Cougars. Good afternoon. This is Brian Nickel here at Eddie Underwood Field. The Cougars come in to this game after being beat yesterday. The Mustangs won that game by a count of 14-6. Between 3 Cougar pitchers yesterday, they gave up 18 walks. We'll see if that continues today or if their pitching is going to get considerably better. But today on the mound for the Fort Morgan Mustangs is going to be Frank Ortega. He is 1-0 on the season. He was the winning pitcher against the Weld Central Rebels. Jesse Campa was the winning pitcher yesterday at Niwot. He is playing at third base. So we're ready to go here. The leadoff batter for the Cougars is Easton Leatherwood. He'll be followed by Brock Rothstein and Jack Brooker. And that pitch is a strike, swinging as Leatherwood could not catch up to that fastball thrown by Frank Ortega. Ortega with pitch number 2 is in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Defensively, Antonio Velasquez behind the plate, Briggs Wheatley at first, Charlie Langford at second, Jesse Campa at third, Braden Fajardo at short. And the delivery, and that is going to be outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter, Easton Leatherwood, left fielder for Niwot. Outfield left to right, David Keller, Levi McCoy, and Colin Farley. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. They're up in the zone a little bit, and Leatherwood thinks he's going to catch up with it. But right now, Frank Ortega is blowing it right by him. So Ortega gets his sign from Velasquez. And the pitch. And that must have been just a little bit low for the full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Leatherwood, a right-handed batter. They do have a couple of left-handed batters in their lineup. Or they did yesterday anyway. We'll see if they have those today. And the pitch, and that's going to be hit out to second base, but off of the glove of Langford. So an error out there on Charlie Langford. So Easton Leatherwood on at first via the error. I know that was a hard ground ball. It bounced up, but right off of Langford's glove. So we'll see if they can set up here now for the double play, as it is Brock Rothstein at the plate. He is a left-handed batter for Niwot. And the pitch. And that is in there for a strike. Takes this umpire just a couple of seconds here to takes a little step back and then gives the strike signal. But no balls, 1 strike with 1 on here in the top of the first here at Eddie Underwood Field. And on the steal, but in safe. Oh, they're going to say he was out. So on the steal attempt, I thought he had beat it in there, but nice throw there by Antonio Velasquez to get that runner out at second base. And that pitch is going to be high. 1 ball, 2 balls, and 1 strike. Excuse me, that pitch on the steal was a ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike now, and 1 out. And the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. So far, the Niwot batters have not been able to catch up to Ortega's fastball. So Frankie looks into Velasquez for the sign and the delivery, and that is hit foul and out of play down the right field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first. Mustangs won yesterday 14-6 in a 2-hour and 45-minute game. And the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2 up and 2 down now for Frank Ortega. That will bring to the plate Jack Brooker. He does have a home run this year. He's had a home run against Skyline last Saturday. So he does have the power to take it out. Not much wind here this afternoon. Not like it was yesterday. About a 15-mile-an-hour wind yesterday up at Niwot, but not near that here today. And the pitch is going to be up and in. 4-1, 1 ball, no strikes to right fielder Jack Brooker. And the pitch from Ortega is a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Partly cloudy day here at Legion Field, at Eddie Underwood Park, excuse me. And the pitch, and that is going to be up and away for ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. Partly cloudy, so shouldn't be a real difficult sky to see a pop up or a fly ball. Ortega with a pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled out of play to the right. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on here in the top of the first. As Brooker back into the plate. And the pitch. And that is going to be hard hit right up the middle for a single. So he did catch up to that one. So Brooker will be on at first now. And that will bring up Spencer Olson, the third baseman. And we'll see he does bat in from the right side. So 1 on with 2 outs. Spencer Olson, the number 4 hitter, cleanup hitter here for Niwot. As Frankie looks in and shakes off 1 sign from Velasquez. Now gets what he likes, checks his runner. And that pitch is in there for a strike, upper part of the strike zone, but he did get it in there. Frankie with the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled out of play off to the right. So Frankie ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes with 2 out, 1 on. Brooker on at first after a sharp single up the middle. Frankie's going to check Brooker over at first. Comes to the set, and the pitch. And a little low. Velasquez does not hang on to it, but just went it out in front of him a little bit. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. See if Frankie wants him to go fishing here a little bit, and that is going to be inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is where Brooker was just a minute ago, and he hit a single right back up the middle. So Ortega comes to the set, checks his runner over at first. And the pitch, and that is hit out to Braden Fajardo out at shortstop, and forced out at second base is Brooker. So no runs on 1 hit, 1 error on the Mustangs. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. The Mustangs coming to bat on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Going to the bottom of inning number 1, it will be leadoff hitter Braden Fajardo. He'll be followed by Charlie Langford and Frank Ortega. Defensively for the Niwot Cougars, it is Rothstein on the hill, Jaden Adler behind the plate, Julian Letow is at first, Jackson Ackerman at second, Spencer Olson at third, Jed Kilpatrick at shortstop, Easton Leatherwood in left, Ortiz did not get a first name on him, so we're going to go with Ortiz out in center field and Jack Brooker out in right field. So Braden Fajardo yesterday with a good game. He had 4 steals yesterday. I believe the Mustangs had 9 stolen bases yesterday, 9 out of 10 attempts. So good job on the base paths yesterday once they got on, either via the hit or one of the 18 walks that Niwot gave to the Mustangs yesterday. So Braden Fajardo stepping into the batter's box. And we're ready to go here in the bottom of inning number 1. No score as Rothstein delivers. And that is going to be outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Niwot did have 2 runners on in the top of the first. And the pitch. And that is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Antonio Velasquez threw out the first runner that was on base out at second. And then that pitch is going to be outside. And then Brooker with a sharp single got on, but then he was erased on the force out at second base. So Rothstein with the pitch, and that is going to be low and away for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. See if the Mustangs, see if something Braden likes. If Rothstein doesn't come in with it, he will walk him. And it was a big strike swinging, but Fajardo just caught it to foul it back to the backstop. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. As Fajardo bats in from the right side, Rothstein with the pitch. And that's going to be hit out into right field. Yes, just in front of Jack Brooker. So the Mustangs with a runner on. We'll see if they light up the base paths like they did yesterday. As Coach Josh Langford, I guess it's a manager in baseball, Josh Langford, down at first giving the signals to Charlie Langford. Langford, the second baseman here this afternoon for the Mustangs, and the pitch. And that gets through the wickets of the catcher and onto second base is Fajardo. So that is going to be a pass ball. That went right through the 5-hole there of the catcher, Jaden Adler. So now a runner in scoring position for the Mustangs. And the pitch. And that is going to miss outside. Langford squared like he was going to bunt. So Josh Langford going through the signs here. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner out at second base is Braden Fajardo. And the pitch. And that is going to be low. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Fajardo reached on a single to right and then took second on a pass ball. And the pitch, and that is going to be in the dirt for walk number 1 here. We'll keep track of those here today. So 2 runners on now. Frank Ortega coming up to the plate. He had a nice day yesterday also. A couple of stolen bases, a couple of hits. As the catcher Adler had gone out and talked to Rothstein for a minute, trying to get him settled down and get him into the groove a little bit to throw some strikes. So runners at first and second for the Mustangs. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up. Let's see, it may be in play. And it will be caught in foul territory. So Frankie pops it up in foul territory for out number 1. Runners do hold their positions here. 1 out now. And the pitch. And that is fouled straight back. Jesse Campa, cleanup hitter here for the Mustangs this afternoon, as he has been in the first 2 games. Well, he wasn't yesterday because he was a pitcher. Well, he did bat fourth, so he was in the cleanup spot. And the pitch, and that's going to be low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Brock Rothstein checks the runners out at first and second. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up. Let's see if it's going to be out into short right field. And getting under it is a fair ball, but was caught out in right field by Jack Brooker. So this is what happened with the Mustangs yesterday. They did get 2 on in the top of the first yesterday and did not score. Now they have 2 on here in the bottom of the first today and still out at first and second. Levi McCoy at the plate now for the Mustangs. And the pitch, and that is in the dirt. Nice job there by Adler to keep that ball in front of him, or the Mustangs would have advanced a base. Rothstein with the pitch, and they're going to go to third with the throw, but it's a double steal, and both runners are safe. So 2 stolen bases to start off the game here for the Mustangs. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on now in scoring position. Fajardo at third, Langford at second. And Rothstein with the pitch. And that breaking ball misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On a beautiful day here at Eddie Underwood Field here in Fort Morgan. Rothstein with the pitch. And that is going to be chopped foul down the third base line. So far, the only real hard hit was by Fajardo out to right field. And the pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss for out number 3. So in the bottom of the first inning, no runs on 1 hit, 2 left on. We'll go to the top of the second. No score on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the top of inning number 2 we go, as Frank Ortega still has a couple of pitches here to get his warm-ups in. And leading off here in the top of inning number 2 is going to be Jed Kilpatrick, the shortstop. He'll be followed by Julian Letow, the first baseman, and then Ortiz, the center fielder. As we play here in the top of inning number 2. Mustangs threatened in the bottom of the first, but could not score. Had runners at second and third, but could not bring them in. So Jed Kilpatrick and the pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up out into left field. And coming down with it out there is David Keller. So very efficient there. 1 pitch, 1 out. That will bring up left-handed batter Julian Letow. Frankie with the pitch, and that is going to be outside, ball 1. Ortega so far at 24 total pitches, 10 balls, 14 strikes. As he gets his sign, and the pitch. And that is going to be upstairs once again. 2 balls, no strikes. Nice crowd showing up here this afternoon for the ball game. Ortega with the pitch, and that is fouled into the screen off to the left. So now 2 balls and 1 strike. As Ortega gets his sign from Velasquez. And the pitch. And that is going to be hit out to Fajardo out at short. Comes up with it. Throw over to Briggs. Wheatley out at first is the batter. Ground out to Fajardo. 6-3 on that. So now 2 up, 2 down. That will bring up Ortiz. Sorry, I do not have a first name for him, as he bats in from the right side. As we play here in the top of inning number 2, Frank Ortega on the mound, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Ortiz thought that was something he was going to be able to connect on, and he did not. That was a big swing and a miss. So Frank Ortega with the pitch, and that is going to be high. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Excuse me. Frankie gets his sign. And the pitch. And that is in there for a strike. About waist high on the outside part of the plate. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes. They have it 2 strikes and 1 ball up on, or 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. And that's going to be laced out into right field, and it's going to be just foul. I thought that might catch the line there, but it did not. It was pushed off to the right. Should be 1 ball and 2 strikes, I believe, is the count. Yeah, they've got it wrong up on the board. Frankie Ortega doing a nice job so far, and he is coming home with a pitch, and that is a swing and a miss for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of inning number 2 here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Going to the bottom of inning number 2. No score here in Fort Morgan as the Niwot Cougars and the Fort Morgan Mustangs battle it out here for the 2nd day in a row. Mustangs were at Niwot yesterday in a breezy afternoon, and the Mustangs won that game 14-6. So leading off here in the bottom of the 2nd will be David Keller, the left fielder. He'll be followed by right fielder Colin Farley and then catcher Antonio Velasquez. Brock Rothstein still on the mound for the Cougars. He is at 20 pitches, 10 balls, 10 strikes. So we'll see if the Mustangs can get some offense going here once again. As Rothstein with the sign and a delivery, and that is going to be inside. 1 ball, no strikes to the number 6 hitter, David Keller. Rothstein with the sign and the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. So that evens the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs here in the bottom of inning number 2. Rothstein with a pitch, and that ball is going to be popped up, but I believe it's going to be out of play. Hits off the shelter to the right. So Rothstein ahead in the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Josh Langford giving a little bit of a hitting instructions there to David Keller. Rothstein with the pitch, and that breaking ball did not break, just stayed high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As we play here in the calm air of Fort Morgan, and that ball is going to be fouled off to the right. There was a slight breeze earlier, but the flag down the right field line is hanging limp. Rothstein with the pitch, and they're going to say Keller went around. He tried to hold up, but did not. So that will be a swinging strikeout. So 1 up, 1 down. Colin Farley at the plate. On deck is Antonio Velasquez, the catcher. Farley in from the right side, and the pitch, and that is low, ball 1. Bank of Colorado is the only bank dedicated to help you make the most of living here. They're not just a bank in Colorado, they're a bank of Colorado. And the pitch, and that one catches the strike zone. To even the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Rothstein with a pitch, and that catches the upper part of the strike zone. Looked like it was up and out a little bit, but caught the zone according to the home plate umpire. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the pitch. And that ball is going to be hit out to the second baseman, Ackerman, and over to first for the out. So 2 up, 2 down for the Mustangs. We'll see if Antonio Velasquez can continue the inning here. He will be followed by Jason Diaz. He is the DH here this afternoon for Briggs Wheatley. Wheatley plays at first, but is not batting yet. And the pitch, and that is going to be outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. As Antonio Velasquez bats in from the right side. And the pitch, and that is going to be nubbed out to the shortstop. Long throw across, but in time. So we will go to the top of inning number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no score here at Legion Field. We will go to the bottom, or to the top of inning number 3 here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To the top of inning number 3 we go. No runs scored here yet. Each team with 1 hit. Mustangs with 1 error. Fort Morgan has had 2 left on. The Cougars have had 1 left on. Yes, Frank Ortega with his last warm-up. Now up for the Niwot Cougars will be Jackson Ackerman. Batting 8th here, then Jaden Adler, and then back to the top of the lineup with Easton Leatherwood. What a difference a day makes, though. Fort Morgan yesterday in inning number 2 in the top of their frame put 5 on the board. Today it is scoreless as we go into 3. And that breaking ball is in there for a strike. And then Fort Morgan put 4 more on the board in the 3rd. They were up 9-2 after 2.5 innings. And the pitch, and that is going to be low and inside. To even the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch, and that's going to be fouled back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To the right-handed second baseman, Jackson Ackerman. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down. That will bring up Jaden Adler. Frank Ortega doing a nice job here today. I'll have to check, see how many strikeouts he has. We'll check that out here in a minute. And that pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. As batter steps out for just a minute. So far, 3 strikeouts for Ortega. Man, that ball is chopped back foul. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to catcher Jaden Adler. As he bats in from the right side. Frankie with the sign and the pitch, and that is going to be outside. 2 balls and a strike. Partly cloudy. We have a little shade now over the field. And the pitch, and that is low, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Frankie needs to come in with it. See if he can get Adler to, see if he comes in with his fastball. Can try to blow it by Adler. And that is going to be fouled back. So full count here, 3 balls and 2 strikes. With Easton Leatherwood on deck. Frankie gets his sign from Velasquez. And the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 up, 2 down. As that will bring up Easton Leatherwood. So nice job there by Frank Ortega to blow that by Adler. So Easton Leatherwood up for the second time. He reached on an error. He hit that one that went off of Charlie Langford's glove. And the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. Niwot batters are liking what they see, but are not connecting on what they see. Frankie with a pitch, and that is low. 1 ball, 1 strike to left fielder Easton Leatherwood. As the umpire cleans off home plate. Leatherwood back into the box. Frankie back up on the mound. Frankie looks in, gets the sign, and delivers. That is in there for a strike. Frankie gets ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. See if we can get out number 3 here on this next pitch. And the pitch. And that is going to bounce in for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Frankie now at 46 pitches, 18 balls, 28 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. As Frank gets his sign. The delivery, and that caught just the front end of the plate and hopped over the umpire. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. To Easton Leatherwood. As he stepped out of the box for a minute, now back in. Frankie back up on the mound. Frankie looks in, gets the sign, the delivery, and that ball is going to be hit out to right field, and that's going to drop in front of Farley. Not a hard hit ball whatsoever. Farley was playing somewhat deep, and that ball was just looped out there into right field. So now a runner on for Niwot as Brock Rothstein, the pitcher here this afternoon for Niwot. Brock Rothstein struck out his first time up, and the pitch, and that pitch is high. 4 ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. With a runner on at first. On a hit out to right field. Frank checks his runner and the pitch, and in there for a strike. Rothstein checked his swing, but I think it was a strike anyway. I don't think he went around. I think the call was made on the pitch. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. We'll see if Leatherwood is going to take off. He does not. Swing and a miss. As the ball pops out of Vasquez's glove, but no advancement by the runner Leatherwood. So Frankie ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yes, he checks Leatherwood over at first. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit hard to Campa at third. Comes up with it over to, they're going to call him out at first base. I thought maybe he had got in under there. But out at first for the third out. So no runs on one hit. We will go to the bottom of inning number 3 here with no score on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Going to the bottom of the inning here as the Mustangs and Cougars are scoreless. As Rothstein, is finishing up his pitches. He has 2 more. So the Mustangs will play next on Friday. They will be home to the Brush Beat Diggers. Brush is supposed to play tomorrow. We'll see if that happens or not, with a chance of some snow and rain tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with Brush tomorrow. And then they will be here at Eddie Underwood Field. They will be here at Eddie Underwood Field at 4 o'clock on Friday. Brush right now ranked number 4 in Class 3A baseball. So they should have a pretty good season and will probably come in with a pretty good team here on Friday. Rothstein with a pitch. That is low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Jason Diaz, the designated hitter, hitting for Briggs Wheatley this afternoon. And the pitch, and that is hard hit, right to the third baseman. He scoops it up over to first, and high throw, but Letow does get the foot on the bag before Diaz gets to third. So Spencer Olson with a nice stop out there. Not a real good throw, but enough to get the out. So 1 up, 1 down. Braden Fajardo up at the plate. He singled his first time up as he steps in from the right side. Rothstein checking his sign from Adler and the delivery. And that breaking ball in there for strike 1. Rothstein ahead in the count now. No balls and 1 strike. And the delivery. And that breaking ball stayed high. That did not break. On deck is Charlie Langford. Yes, Rothstein with the delivery. And that is a swing and a miss by Fajardo. Looked like that was low and in, but it looked good to Braden to start with. He went around on the swing. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the third. So a lot different game than what we saw yesterday, with 18 walks being given up by Niwot. So on at the plate now is Charlie Langford, and that ball is going to be chopped foul down the first baseline. So no balls and 1 strike. Langford walked his first time up. As he gets the sign from Josh Langford, you just, if you see it and like it, go after it. And that is low. Evens the count now with a ball and a strike. As he steps out, digs in, up towards the front of the plate, that's for sure, in front of the front part of the batter's box. And the pitch, and that is in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Brock Rothstein doing a good job here this afternoon for Niwot. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and that is fouled at the plate as Langford stays alive. So no score here in the bottom of 3. Jason Diaz and Braden Fajardo both outs. Charlie Langford 1 and 2. And that is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You don't see Braden Fajardo strike out very many times, that's for sure. And it probably won't be a lot this year. Ross Stein with the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to the second baseman. Slow hit, and over to first for the out. So 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of 3. No score as we go to the top of 4 here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian Nickel back here at Eddie Underwood Field here in Fort Morgan. No score as we go to the top of the 4th. 2 hits now for the Cougars, 1 for the Mustangs. Mustangs with 1 error, 2 left on. Niwot Cougars 2 left on also. Mustangs will be home Friday to Brush, and then the following Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, they will be in La Junta, a tournament down there that they have gone to here for a number of years. And then they will be back into league play once they get that tournament over with Thompson Valley on the 29th. So we wait for the umpire to clean off the home plate, and it will be Jack Brooker. Had a single his first time up. He'll be followed by Spencer Olson and Jed Kilpatrick. Frank Ortega at 52 pitches. And the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs for ball 1. 21 balls, 32 strikes for the senior. As he checks Velasquez, and that is going to be a swing and a miss by Brooker, Jack Brooker. I believe he was one of the pitchers yesterday up at Niwot. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be just a little bit upstairs. So 2 balls, 1 strike. As we play here in the top of inning number 4, no score. Ortega with the pitch, and he bounces that one in. Ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. So we'll see when Frankie, if he gets to his limit or if he gets fatigued or whatever, see who they bring in. It could be Farley. And the pitch, and that ball is going to be hit down the right field line, as it will be Briggs Wheatley coming down with the pop fly just out into short right field. So 1 up, 1 down as Spencer Olson steps in. He had a fielder's choice his first time up. Olson at third base here this afternoon for the Cougars. Frankie with the sign and the pitch, and that ball is going to be fouled over the backstop. Caught just the top railing and then came on over. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Ortega with the pitch, and that bounces in for ball 1. Equitable Savings and Loan, mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today. And the pitch. And that catches the outside part of the plate on that breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 1 out here in the top of 4. And Spencer Olson, and that's going to be hit out to Langford. Nice hop to Langford as he goes to first for the out. So Spencer Olson is out number 2 here in the top of the 4th inning. That will bring up Jed Kilpatrick. He flied out to left field, out to David Keller, his first time up. he steps in from the right side. Frankie with the pitch. And that pitch stayed high. 1 ball, no strikes as Kilpatrick, yes, it is Kilpatrick, gets ahead in the count. Frankie with a delivery, and that ball is going to be popped up. Looks like it's going to be in short right field and put away out there. So 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 4th inning with no score. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 4 here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back here at Fort Morgan, we will go now to the bottom of inning number 4. Leading off the inning will be Frank Ortega. He'll be followed by Jesse Campa and Levi McCoy. As Rothstein has got his pitches in, and you have to retrieve the ball out in short left field. So Frankie flied out his first time up. As he steps in from the right side, Rothstein with 44 total pitches, 18 balls, 26 strikes. And the first pitch here is going to be popped up. Looks like it may be in play. Whoa, right next to the guy taking film here for the Mustangs, and it hit right next to him. He had no idea where the ball was. He knew it had been popped up, and they were saying look out, but was not sure exactly where it was. So Frankie behind in the count with 1 strike. And the pitch, and that bounces in for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. After the top of the 4th inning, Frankie sits at 63 total pitches, 25 balls, 38 strikes. So Rothstein with the pitch, and that, oh, they're going to say that was a strike. It was up and away, but did catch the strike zone according to the home plate umpire. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Frank, and that is outside and low for ball 2. Evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Rothstein with the pitch, and that is going to be hit foul, just foul down the 3rd base line. That was a close one there. Spencer Olson did dive for it, but it was foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Frank Ortega. And the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs. Ball 3, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Frank steps back in batter's box. Rothstein with the pitch, and that is going to be called strike 3 as Ortega stood there and watched that pitch go right by. So that will bring up now Jesse Campa. He'll be followed by Levi McCoy. Campa flied out to right field his first time up. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit out into center field. Nice job there by Campa as they get it back in. So Jesse Campa with the single out to right center field. That will bring up Levi McCoy. He will be followed by David Keller. They're going to have a courtesy runner. See who that's going to be. Courtesy runner will be, say it's Jason Diaz, but he's batting, so I don't know why that can't be Jason. So I'm just not sure who the the courtesy runner is. Let's see if I can bring up the. And that first pitch in and back in, just barely back in. Okay, that is Luke Wolf out there as a designated, or as the courtesy runner. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Levi McCoy as Luke Wolf runs for Jesse Campa. Pitch or throw over to first, but back is Wolf. Just enough of a lead there that he has to dive back. We'll see if he takes off, and he does not. The pitch is outside and low for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, with a 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th with no score. As Rothstein checks his runner and the pitch, and that is going to be in there for a strike. Outer part of the plate, about chest high. So that evens the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, with Luke Wolf, the courtesy runner, over at first. Rothstein checks on him and comes home, and that is going to be popped up out into center field. We'll see if Ortiz comes down with it, and does. So Levi McCoy flies out to center field for out number 2. And that will bring up David Keller. He struck out his first time up. So not much offense here on either side of the diamond here this afternoon. And the pitch, and that is going to be outside and low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes as David Keller gets ahead in the count. Luke Wolf gets his lead over there at first. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled at the plate. Evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. On deck is Colin Farley, as he awaits his turn if Keller can reach. Yes, Keller back into the box, ready for the next pitch from Brock Rothstein. And the pitch, and that bounces in. Bounces out in front of Adler, but not far enough for Wolf to take off. So that puts the count now 2 balls, 1 strike on David Keller. And the pitch, and that is low and outside. So David Keller will, if it's in there and he likes it, he'll be swinging. And the pitch, and the runner is going, and Wolf may be out. It was ball 4 anyway, so it really didn't matter. But Wolf was taking off on the 3-1 pitch. But it was ball 4, so I believe that's just the second walk given up here by Rothstein. So runners at first and second. So runner in scoring position is Luke Wolf. We'll see if Colin Farley can bring him in. Farley grounded out his first time up. And the pitch, and that is upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the number 7 hitter, Colin Farley, playing right field this afternoon. Rothstein checks his runners, and the pitch, and that's going to be hit out into right field. That should be enough to bring Wolf home. They're going to come home with it, but Wolf is going to be in there. So a single by Colin Farley out into right field will bring home the first run of the game. And now over at third base is David Keller. So Antonio Velasquez at the plate now. So the Mustangs take the lead here, 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. So runner in scoring position. As Adler steps out in front of the plate to give the defensive signals for the infielders. So Farley at first, Keller at third, after Farley with the single to right field. Rothstein with the pitch, and that is a big swing and a miss there by Antonio Velasquez. If he reaches, Jason Diaz will be up. As Rothstein checks on Farley over at first. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit right out to the second baseman. Running catch there for Niwot. So in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit. Mustangs lead at 1-0 as we go to the top of 5 on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'll correct myself there as we go to the top of the 5th here. The Mustangs had 2 hits in that frame with the 1 run. No errors by Niwot. 2 left on for the Mustangs. As it will be Julian Letow to lead off, followed by the center fielder Ortiz, and then the second baseman Jackson Ackerman. As they continue their, I guess they got their warm-ups in. Letow bats in from the left side. He grounded out his first time up. As Frankie comes to the plate, and that is going to be up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Mustangs took the lead there in the bottom of the 5th inning on a single by Farley. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Luke Wolf scored. He was courtesy runner for Jesse Campa. And the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. Frankie ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs, 1-0 Mustangs. And the pitch, and that bounces in. 4 ball, 2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Julian Letow. Frankie with the sign and the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So that will bring up center fielder Ortiz. He struck out his first time up. He bats in from the right side. Frankie now at 68 total pitches here as we play in the top of 5. Gets the sign and a delivery, swing and a miss. So Frankie ahead in the count now, no balls and 1 strike with 1 out. And the pitch, and another swing and a miss. Ortiz likes what he sees, but cannot connect. Fastballs by Frank Ortega. He's not able to catch up to. Frank with the pitch, and swing and a miss. For strike out number 2 here. And that will bring up Jackson Ackerman for Niwot. And the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs. Ball 1. Yeah, Ortiz, he just was up there swinging. That last pitch he swung at was high. That pitch is in there for strike number 1 here on Ackerman. He struck out his first time up. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. That ball is going to be nubbed out to Campa, but safe will be Ackerman. So an infield hit. For Ackerman. That will bring up Jaden Adler. He struck out his first time up. As he is catching here today for Niwot. So 1 on and 2 outs. As Ackerman bats in from the right side. Ortega checks his runner over at first, gets his sign from Velasquez, and the delivery, and that hits Adler, excuse me. So now 2 on here in the top of the 5th, and that will bring up Easton Leatherwood back to the top of the lineup. He has reached on an error and singled. As they're going to get a courtesy runner over there at first base. I believe that is going to be Charlie Shaw. For Adler. So he is the courtesy runner. Charlie Shaw over there at first, running for Adler. As Leatherwood digs in at home plate. Frankie checks him out at second base. Gets the sign and a delivery and a swing and a miss by Easton Leatherwood. He did single his last time up. Frankie ahead in the count. No balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. And the pitch and swing and a miss. Frankie just blowing it right by Leatherwood right now. We'll see if he can do it for a 3rd time or see what he's going to go with on this pitch. Runners at first and second, and that is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. For Ortega. So after the top of the 5th inning, no runs on 1 hit. The Mustangs lead at 1-0 as we go to the bottom of 5 on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. So to the bottom of 5 we go. Leading off will be Jason Diaz, the designated hitter, and then back to the top of the lineup with Braden Fajardo and Charlie Langford. Mustangs lead it here 1-0, a much different game than what we saw yesterday up at Niwot. Much better job by Brock Rothstein. And his pitching here makes a big difference, not throwing all the balls and walking a bunch of Mustangs. Diaz at the plate, and a swing and a miss. That would have been ball 1. That was head high, but he went after it. So Rothstein ahead in the count, no balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. So Jason Diaz not catching up with that fastball of Rothstein. And the pitch, and that ball is fouled back behind us. So the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter, Jason Diaz. Rothstein with a delivery, and that is outside. Oh, they called that a strike. Sorry about that. As Diaz watched that one go by, so out number 1 here. That will bring up Braden Fajardo as he is up to the plate to see what he can do now. He singled his first time up and then struck out the last time. Rothstein with the delivery. It is swung on and missed. It was foul tipped. But Fajardo with a big swing just did catch a little part of it. Popped out of the glove of Adler. So no balls, one strike. Must have hit the throwing hand of Adler. He was shaking when he came back, and the home plate umpire giving him a little bit of time here as he cleans off home plate. But back into the box is Fajardo. Rothstein with the pitch, and that is going to miss outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out as Jason Diaz went down looking here to start off the 5th. And that is going to be hit out to the shortstop, across the field, and it's going to be, they're going to say he was out. I thought maybe Fajardo had beat it just by the look of it, but they're going to say he is going to be thrown out there by the shortstop. So nice throw there by Jed Kilpatrick as Fajardo was retired for the 2nd out here in the bottom of inning 5. That will bring up Charlie Langford. He has walked and grounded out. So Rothstein with the sign and the delivery, and that's going to be hit out to the second baseman. But safe. That'll be an infield hit for Charlie Langford. As that was hit in the hole there to the right of the first baseman, to the left of the second baseman. And then the pitcher got over to try to cover it, but the throw was late coming from Ackerman. So now Frank Ortega at the plate. See if he can continue the inning. And that is going to be fouled off to the right. So Ortega is flied out and struck out. So we'll see if he can continue it. If he does, Jesse Campa would be up. But first things first here, with no balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Mustangs leading 1-0. They're going to throw over. And back safely is Charlie Langford. As Frankie steps out, checks with Langford down at third base. And the pitch, that breaking ball misses, or struck out, excuse me, and then they throw down to first to try to get the runner. And Langford will be safe out at second base. So an error on the catcher. Yes, he tried to pick off Langford down at first, but threw it away. So Langford now out at second base. But 2 strikes on Frankie. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner in scoring position. The Mustangs lead at 1-0. And the pitch, and that is going to be in the dirt. But Adler with a nice job as he keeps it in front of him. Keeps Langford out at second base. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nice job there by Frankie not to go after that low pitch. So Rothstein with the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Mustangs do not score on 1 hit, 1 error. Mustangs lead at 1-0 as we go to the top of the 6th here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. But here at Fort Morgan's Eddie Underwood Field as the Mustangs lead at 1-0 as we go to the top of inning number 6. It will be Brock Rothstein, pitcher for Niwot, to lead it off. He will be followed by Jack Brooker and Spencer Olson. So the Mustangs lead it here 1-0 as Frank Ortega continues on the mound. He is at 78 pitches, 29 balls and 49 strikes. So we'll see what unfolds here in the top of inning number 6 as Rothstein will bat in from the left side. He does bat left, pitches right. On deck is Jack Brooker, followed by Spencer Olson. And the pitch, and that is going to be up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. As we play here in the top of inning number 6. Ortega with the sign, the delivery, and that catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. So that evens the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ortega with the delivery, and that ball is going to be popped up out into right field. Colin Farley camps under it and comes down with it for out number 1 here in the top of inning number 6. That will bring up Jack Brooker. He singled and flied out. So he is 1 for 2. As the home plate umpire once again cleans off home plate. Brooker steps in to the batter's box on the right side as Frank looks into Antonio Velasquez and the pitch, and that is going to be up and in. Brooker had to back up a little bit there to lean back so he wouldn't get hit. So Frankie with pitch, and that is going to be hit. Nice job there by Fajardo. No, gets under him, but that is going to be a single out to center field. As he made a diving effort to get to that, but just went under him. He'd have never got him out if he had stopped it anyway, because he took a roll out there. So 1 on here now for Niwot. And 1 out, and that will bring up Spencer Olson. He is fielder's choice and grounded out. As Frankie checks the runner and the delivery, and then that's going to get by Velasquez to the backstop. So go with the pass ball on that one. As that will advance Brooker down to second. So now they have a runner in scoring position here. A chance to tie it here. So 1 ball and no strikes as Velasquez goes out and talks to Ortega. Maybe they're going to change the signs up here now that they have a runner out there at second. Defense. Camp is the only one really playing in at third. Everybody else is back at their normal positions. Now Wheatley comes in a little bit at first, and that pitch is in for a strike. So that evens the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike as they try to keep Brooker close out there at second. Ortega with the sign, checks Brooker and the pitch, and a swing and a miss for strike 2. Frankie gets ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He is at 86 pitches. So still comfortably under the 110 count. Comes home, and that is up and in for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Up next for the Cougars will be Jed Kilpatrick. As they check the runner out there at second and the pitch, and that is going to be up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count here now on Spencer Olson. With a runner out at second. Jack Brooker reached on a single up the middle and then advanced, and that is going to be low ball 4. So now 2 on. Brooker advanced to second on a pass ball by Velasquez. So now we're set up here for the double play, as Jed Kilpatrick has flied out twice. So Brooker at second, Olson at first. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to center field on the... So a single as that loads the bases for Niwot. Got a hard hit ball. Out there by Kilpatrick. So now Josh Langford is going to take a walk out to the mound and have a chat here with his infielders. And probably setting up some defensive strategy here. And I don't believe they're going to be changing pitchers here, it doesn't look like. So Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler and gas up your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient, which makes them the only stop you need. So Frankie will continue out there on the mound. 90 pitches. As the bases are loaded here. With Brooker at third, Olson at second, and Kilpatrick at first. So the infield, the corners are in. And the pitch. Up and away, ball one. One ball, no strikes. With one out. So we have a force at any base. Frankie with the pitch. And that is a swing and a miss. To Julian Letow, who has grounded out and struck out. And the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. He went upstairs with that one, and Letow went after it. So one ball, two strikes with one out. See if we can get the strikeout here or get him to hit into the double play. Swing and a miss. For strikeout on Letow. So that will be out number 2. And that will bring up center fielder Ortiz. Has a number 6. I'm not sure if that is still the same. But we're going to go with Ortiz right now. He has struck out twice. And the pitch, and that is upstairs. For a ball. I believe this is actually Charlie Shaw that has come in to bat. And that ball is going to be popped up and looks like it's playable. And it will be squeezed over there on the first base side by Briggs Wheatley for out number 3. So in the top of the inning, no runs on 2 hits, 3 left on. Mustangs lead at 1-0. We go to the bottom of 6 here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, nice job there by Frank Ortega to get out of that situation. They had the bases loaded with 1 out, got a strikeout, and then a pop-up to Briggs Wheatley at foul territory in first. And that first pitch to Jesse Campa is in the dirt for ball 1. So we'll see if the Mustangs can get an added run here, a little extra as they lead at 1-0 here in the 6th, and that ball is going to be nubbed out to the second baseman. Slow roller, and they said he was on the base. Looked like the throw pulled him way off. As the first base coach is questioning that. Now Josh Langford is going to go down and talk to him. It looked like it pulled the first baseman way off the bag. Now they're going to discuss it with the home plate umpire and see what they say. I thought he had pulled him off, and they're going to still call him out. Man. So out number 1 on the ground out to the second baseman. And looks like they're going to be changing pitchers. Let's see if they're... Yeah, we're going to take a break, a 1-minute break here, and then be back with the rest of the bottom of the 6th here as they change pitchers here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. So here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as they change pitchers do the Niwot Cougars, it will be, all we have is a last name of Stapp. So he was replacing Brock Rothstein, who had a good day, only gave up the 1 earned run, had 6 strikeouts and 2 walks on 80 total pitches. So now it will be, don't have a first name, Stapp out on the mound. And I believe Rothstein went in, but I'm not sure just exactly where he is at. It's hard to see where they are, but it will be Levi McCoy to lead out, or to come up here second here in the bottom of the 6th. Left-hander Stapp. That is up and away, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. See if the Mustangs can get a little insurance run here. And the pitch, and that one is in there for a strike. So Levi McCoy has flied out and struck out. And the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs for ball 2. David Keller will follow as Stapp gets his sign and the delivery. And a swing and a miss by Levi. So Keller on deck, Colin Farley in the hole. The Mustangs leading it here 1-0 with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. And a swing and a miss for strikeout for Stapp as he comes in for a Rothstein. Now David Keller up with 2 outs. See if he can continue this inning. If so, Colin Farley will be up. And the pitch. And that ball is fouled off to the right over the backstop. So Keller behind in the count now, no balls and 1 strike. As Stapp with the delivery. And that is fouled to the backstop for strike number 2. So Keller down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. With Stapp with a delivery, and that is going to be chopped foul at the plate to the backstop. So in the top of the 7th, it will be Jackson Ackerman, Jaden Adler, and then back to the top of the lineup, Easton Leatherwood. But first things first here, we'll see if Keller can get on base. And the pitch, and that is going to be chopped out to the second baseman. Nice hop out there as they go over to first for the out. So 3 up, 3 down here as we go to the top of the 7th. 1-0 Mustangs here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1-0 Mustangs. We'll see if they can make it hold up here as we go into the top of the 7th inning. Frank Ortega still with his warm-up pitches. Looks like they're going to have a pinch hitter. That will be Diego Castro. As he will step up to the plate. So far today, Ortega has 8 strikeouts on 5 hits and 1 walk. See if he can continue the shutout here. If they can, it will be win number 3 here for the Mustangs, but a shaky 1-0 lead here as Diego Castro comes up to the plate for his first at bat today. Get some heavier clouds starting to move in here as Ortega hits it foul down the third base line. So Frankie ahead in the count now, no balls and 1 strike at 97 pitches. And the pitch, and that bounces in for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mustangs with the 1-0 lead. As Ortega with the pitch, and that is going to be upstairs. Pops out of the glove of Velasquez. He retrieves it, gets it back to Ortega. See now, be 2 balls and a strike. Now 3 balls and a strike. Way high on the pitches. As they're putting up the wrong numbers out there, they're showing 3 strikes, but it's 3 balls, 1 strike. As they try to get that taken care of there, the home plate umpire. There we go. Now the scoreboard is correct. 3 balls, 1 strike. Frankie's got to come in with it. And the pitch. And that is going to be upstairs for the walk. So Diego Castro leads it off with a walk. That's only the second walk by Frankie this afternoon. That will bring up Jaden Adler. He is 0 for 1. He struck out and then was hit by a pitch his last time up. They're going to have I thought they were going to put it in a courtesy run. I'm not sure if they did. They might have. I cannot see the number, though. Hard to see that green number on those black shirts. But Niwot with the black shirts, green numbers, and off-white pants. Mustangs with their white pants and black shirts. As Frankie checks over at first, and back safely is, I'm going to say Castro because I'm just not sure who it is out there. Castro is the one that drew the walk. So Frankie checks on him over there, and now try a bunt attempt, and that goes foul over the backstop. So they're going to try and bunt the runner over. With the Mustangs leading at 1-0 here in the top of the 7th. With 1 on after the walk to Diego Castro. And the pitch. And that is inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frankie now sits at 103 pitches according to my count. So he has 7 pitches left. It'd be nice to get a double play ball here, but they acted like a couple of pitches ago that they were going to try to move him over via the, just in under the tag. They thought they had him. Briggs thought he had him picked off over there, but the field umpire said otherwise. So 1 ball, 1 strike, but nice move there by Frankie, but just a little late. And the pitch, and that is good. Ooh, right into off the fence in front of the Niwot dugout. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ortega ahead in the count now. So I doubt if they're going to be trying to bunt, as he was swinging away on that one. Down in the count now with 2 strikes. Easton Leatherwood on deck. Let's see if they can induce a ground ball here and get a double play. And the pitch, and that is going to be fouled to the backstop. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. with one on here and no outs here in the top of the seventh. The Mustangs holding on to a 1-0 advantage. As Frankie now sits at 105 pitches. And the pitch. And must have been just outside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To catcher Jaden Adler. As Frankie checks his runner, pitch is going to be upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see what Frankie comes in with here. You don't want to put him on with a walk. And the pitch. Oh, and that just missed high, apparently. 4 ball 4. So now runners on at first and second with no outs. And that will bring up Easton Leatherwood. So Frankie can start if he has less than 110, he can finish the batter that he starts out with here, and that will be Easton Leatherwood. And the pitch, and that is going to be bunted, and it's going to go foul. Had quite the backspin on it, so they're trying to move him over and get him in scoring position. Leatherwood reached with an error, and then a single, and then a strikeout. So we'll see what the Mustangs can do here with the 1-0 lead, but the bases at first and second. They're going to throw back to second. They got, oh man, it looked like he was out. Oh my goodness. It looked like they had him picked. Oh man, that's the second time. They thought they had him picked off. They thought they had him picked off over at first, and they thought they had him picked off right there, but that field umpire said no. And the pitch, and that is going to be bunted foul down the third base line. So Frankie ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. With what was thought to have been a picked off runner out at second, but the field umpire said no. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on Easton Leatherwood. So now that will be it for Frankie. Let's see who they're going to bring in. It will be Colin Farley. So we will take a 1-minute break here as they bring Farley in. Nice job there by Frank Ortega this afternoon, but we will take a break as Farley comes in to warm up. The Mustangs leading at 1-0 here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. So Colin Farley warming up here in the the top of inning number 7. See if we can get you some numbers here for Frank Ortega. He pitched 111 pitches, had 9 strikeouts, 5 hits, 3 walks. Gave up no runs. So I couldn't see who they put out into right field to take the place of Farley as he came in. Cannot see a number out there, as it will now be Frank Ortega over at third. And Jesse Campa will go to first for Briggs. As Farley with his warm-ups here, but Velasquez is going to go out and have a little chat with Colin Farley before we get things going here. It'll be Brock Rothstein up to the plate. He is struck out, grounded out, and flied out. So runners at first and second with one out, as Frankie will play in at third. Everybody else is playing back for double play depth. As Rothstein in and the pitch, and that is inside for ball one. Farley finished it out yesterday to get the last two outs up at Niwot. So Farley with the delivery, and that is going to be outside for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes with one out. To the left-handed hitter, Brock Rothstein. Farley gets his sign and the delivery, and that curveball is in there for a strike. Brings the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. Right-handed Colin Farley to see if he can finish it out here and hold this at a 1-0 game for the Mustangs. And the pitch, and that is going to be hit out to the second baseman. To Langford, he muffs it, and a first for the out. So they do get 1 out, but the runners do advance, but now there is 2 outs. That ground out to Jackson Langford. So now runners at second and third, and that will bring up Jack Brooker. He has 2 singles today and a flyout. Should be 2 outs. I don't know who's running the scoreboard, but they need to stay up on it. So we'll see if they can induce a ground ball here or a flyout, a strikeout, something here to end this game. But so up is Jack Brooker. Well, they have a runner at first. I'm confused here why there's a runner at first with 2 outs. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he steps out, but no time was called, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. I have 2 outs, but the runner, they have Brooker on at first, so I am confused why he is over there. And the pitch. Outside for ball 1. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. As Farley pitches here in the top of the 7th. The Mustangs leading 1-0, and the pitch going to be hit down to Frank Ortega for the out. So the Mustangs with the shutout here. Farley comes in with the save as the Mustangs win it 1-0 on a ground out to third. We will take a 1-minute break and be back with the post-game show here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, a 1-0 shutout here this afternoon for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. The Mustangs postgame show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. MCC is here to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out today at morgancc.edu. Well, the Mustangs get the lone run. I believe that was in the 5th inning, as Luke Wolf scored for Jesse Campa from third. He had come in as a courtesy runner, but the Mustangs come away with the 1-0 shutout here. Frank Ortega was the winning pitcher here this afternoon. Had 9 strikeouts, 5 hits, 3 walks, no earned runs. Colin Farley comes in for the save and gets the final out. Gets the 2 final outs, but the last out was a ground ball to Frank Ortega at third base, and he steps on the bag and brings the game to an end. But what a great job here this afternoon by Frank Ortega. It did go to 111 pitches, I believe. Colin Farley had 8 to end the game. So next up for the Mustangs will be Brush on Friday. That will be a 4 o'clock first pitch here at Eddie Underwood Field here in Fort Morgan. As far as we know, the weather should be nice, so that game should be a go. So sound engineer and producer this afternoon for Fort Morgan Mustangs baseball has been Christy Creighton. This is Brian Nickel. Once again, the final score here at Eddie Underwood Field in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs with the 1-0 shutout here on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.